Welcome to Adam's Apple, your neighborhood LGBT bar serving all your favorite drink. With friendly and knowledgeable bartenders that keep the party going and make sure your needs are met.
It's the cheers of the gay bar. Your bartenders know who's coming in, where they're going to sit, how long they're going to be.
Kick back and enjoy some fresh air on their large enclosed heated patio. Open year-round with music and weekly barbecues. Karaoke every Thursday night where you're the star. And Mexican Fiesta on the last Monday of every month. Located at 18931 West Warren, Detroit, Adam's Apple. '93.97 Network and Hot 93.97 presents Sapphire'S Soup du Jour with Just Bob, stirring the pot and serving the latest soup. Brought to you by Haylove Saloon, Adam's Apple, Janet'sCloset.com, and Janet'sDungeon.com.
Good morning.
Initiating launch sequence.
Goodness gracious. Sorry. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the world.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Good morning. Hello and how are you? Early in the morning, I say good morning. Hello and how are you? Good morning. Good morning.
All right, enough of that nonsense. All right, it's Wednesday morning. They call it Hump Day in America because we got to have something to be looking forward to. We can't live in the moment. If we did live in the moment and look in the mirror, we'd see a disgusting sight going on in this country today. Welcome to Wednesday, everybody. It's hard to be in a good mood with all the stuff going on in the world today. But we're going to try. Good morning. How are you? Oh, June 8th. Summertime's almost here. The schools are letting out. Now the kids are going to be out of school soon, gearing up for the summer. How many people are going away for vacations this year? I know we were talking about it last week. I'm leaving next week to go to New Jersey. And who knows? Who knows what could happen, right? Between now, we're already at $5+ for gas, a gallon average in America, depending on where you're at. I think, or no, there's 13 states over $5. I think that's it. However, it's all up and up. So how many people are going to be taking those trips? I don't think as many as before, which is understandable. And they say there's no real end in sight, but we're going to be looking into that today. We're going to figure it out. We all figured it out. We're going to face the truth today because we already know the answer, right? We already know the answer. It's multifaceted. And we'll talk about it. We're going to talk about that today. We are definitely addressing. Yesterday, I turned on my TV. I go, why is Matthew McConaughey standing in the press briefing room addressing this country? Then I listened for a few, and then I realized why. And I think it's a good idea for several reasons. One, he's indirectly affected by it. He wasn't there. But we love our celebrities, right? So we will listen to them. He's been affected by it more than others. Like, I'm affected by it, but I'm not affected by it, right? We're gonna hear from a couple people, including Matthew. We're gonna listen to this. It's that important. It's when we sit here in a situation that we're in, we can place the blame everywhere, right? We're gonna get down. We already know my opinion. Raise up a child in the way they will go. That's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. You can take the guns away, okay? You can take them. Take all of them. But remember this, though, first, people, remember this. Look it up. 34 months straight, America has bought 1 million guns. There's 34 million guns on the street or not on the street, but in possession that have been sold. 1 million a month for 34 straight months. That's 3 years almost, right? For those who don't do math in public. So, gun control is undoable. However, I don't understand what the frickin' problem is with having it. You got to be 21 to buy any gun. People go, well, we're going to listen to a couple of things here that may make you change your mind. And if not, if you're a child in this country and your parents are one of those sitting at the dinner table going, nah, man, you got the right to bear arms. This is crazy talk. Take away my rights. That kid, you got to be thinking, they don't care about me because you don't care about your kid, right? You'll hear, I'm not even going to say it. You can't even identify these young people by going, oh, wow, look at that. They're dead. No, who is it? Don't have any idea. They're blown to bits, right? If you can sit there and put your right to own a gun over the youth and everybody, even old people. The lady in Buffalo was shot, 86 years old. Then he stood over her and shot her again. The daughter, who's probably in her 60s, says, I had to have a hat on my mother's head because when he stood over her, he blew her head off, basically, a chunk of it. So those are the things that are now starting to come to light. Politicians, we can fix this without them bumbling idiots, okay? It's called raise your kid right. 99% of the problem is you're raising your kid to be a piece of trash, period. When you look, I have the capacity right now to grab a gun and go shoot whoever the hell I please. Never enters my mind. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. We've lowered the bar a little more. Hey, my kid's not a murderous idiot. Congratulations, you raised a gem. Get out of here with that crap. Teach your kids that I have a gun doesn't mean you want to go kill people with it. Oh, but mental health. We have life way freaking better than we ever had. We have all the technology, all the knowledge of the past. We have all of that. But we choose to be idiots. For example, Dearborn, Michigan, my home. Morons, idiots in Chargers or Challengers or whatever, stolen because they're the gem of society. Mom, Dad, you did good there. Yeah. Your 16-year-old stole a car, put it right in the parking lot of the Dearborn Police Department, peeled out in front of the cameras. The chief of police was at his desk. It was daylight. Something about having balls, but you got to have brains to go with them. And balls and brains lead to success. Just a set of balls doesn't mean you got brains. And guess what? You proved it. The chief runs out, gets their plate, sees the cars, they pull them over, they arrest them, they take their cars for good. Bye-bye. This is where we're at. Whose kids are these? Whose kids go, this is a good idea. I got a gun, let's shoot somebody. Who does that? I don't know people like that. How come they're everywhere? It was told to me the other day that they believe a lot of these shootings and things are being planted so that people can say, look, gun control. And I go, that's a little bit conspiracy theorist, but anything's possible. How in the hell, all of a sudden, in a political hot time period, are now we all losing our marbles? Oh, mental health. We've been paid to sit home. We were on paid vacation for 2 years. Who are you kidding? You were working and or collecting a check from the state you live in for unemployment. No questions asked. Billions of dollars of fraud in that. You were on vacation. Oh, but my mental health. Grow a pair, you pussy cat. I'm done with excuses. Teach your kid to not want to go shoot somebody. How about this one? How about this one? Doesn't take long to find a story, baby. I'll tell you what. 10-year-old girl arrested after she fatally shot a woman arguing with her mother. So Tuesday afternoon, mom gets in an altercation, right? This is what happens. May 30th, it's an evening. The child's mother and the victim, LaShawn Denise Rogers, 41, began arguing outside an apartment complex. Neighbors. Picture the scene. You're in an apartment complex. You got a dispute with a neighbor. The child's with her mom at the time of the argument. The mother initiates a physical altercation by punching the victim, who retaliates by punching her back. Probably got her better than the other one. So the boyfriend attempts to break up the fight, but they re-engage with each other. The victim re-engages the mother. Well, okay, if you punch me, I want to beat your butt now. I'm not happy until I do. Right? That's her mentality. So don't hit somebody if you don't want to get hit back. And don't think just because you hit me once, I'm only going to hit you back once. It's called on. Right? Once it's on, all bets are off. Somebody's walking away. Somebody's crawling away. That's the way fights work. But the key is we both go away. Nobody dies. Right? We don't do that no more. So they break up the fight. The lady re-engages the mother. The child, holding a gun, fires 2 shots at the girl. Then says, she shouldn't have hit my mama. Well, let's see. Where did we go right? Because where did we go wrong? That's going to take a while. It's only a 3-hour show. Exactly. I know. I heard you. How does a child get a gun? A 10-year-old child with a gun. Guess what? More than likely, mom's gun. Great job parenting, mom. What were you arguing about? Probably nothing. So yeah, it doesn't take, but this is in Orlando, Florida. Good morning, Florida. The girl's mother was taken into custody. The child was taken and put into child custody with the Florida Department of Children and Families. Great parenting there. Dumb. See, I have no excuse for it. Just because you can have sex doesn't mean you can birth children. And just because you can birth children doesn't mean you should. But I have the right to do what I want. Yep, you sure do, poor kids. But that's where we're at. All right. Now, Matthew McConaughey talked yesterday. So did one of the shooting victims who survived, the school teacher. Shot 5 times, lived. called the police cowards. Heavy word. You put that badge on, you pin it in on your chest, you're risking your life to protect me. Not necessarily me. I'm 53 and I can fend for myself pretty decent. However, the 10-year-old kids, I think they could have used the bulletproof vested guy with the gun, right? The teacher's in there, but hey, yeah, what do I know?
Don't let it be in vain.
This morning, Arnulfo Reyes, the fourth grade teacher in room 111 at Robb Elementary School, telling his story for the first time as he recovers in the hospital from 2 gunshot wounds.
Still recovering himself.
A massacre that took 19 students and 2 teachers' lives.
It was our typical morning, and we ate breakfast together. It was going to be a good day because it was going to be our day of awards. And some kids in my class said that having gotten an award, all year, we're going to get an award that day.
Reyes says the children were enjoying the end of the year celebration, and while some students went home after the ceremony, 11 from his class stayed behind.
Could you
They were watching a
imagine?
movie when all of a sudden gunfire rang out.
The kids started asking out loud, Mr. Reyes, what is going on? And I said, I don't know what's going on, but let's go ahead and get under the table. Get under the table and act like you're asleep. As they were doing that, and I was gathering them under the table and told them to act like they were going to sleep, is about the time when I turned around and saw him standing there.
The gunman entering classroom 112 at 11:33 a.m., then making his way into 111 through a connecting door, opening fire. Reyes shot twice, a bullet hitting him in the arm and lung, and a separate one striking his back. The 17-year teaching veteran hitting the ground.
I told my kids to act like they're asleep, so I'm going to act like I'm asleep also. And I prayed and prayed that I would not hear none of the students talk.
Did you thought you were going to die?
Yes, ma'am.
Then, while the gunman was still in the classroom, Reyes hearing police nearby. According to law enforcement, 7 officers were in the building by 11:35 a.m. They took gunfire and retreated. Reyes says a child in the connecting classroom, 112, called out for help.
One of the students from the next door classroom was saying, "Officer, we're in here. We're in here." And then, but they had already left. And then,
Let that sink in. They left. The guys
from behind my desk.
the guys and girls with the bulletproof vests and the high-powered weaponry to equal the AR-15 retreated and left the 10-year-old crying for frickin' help. Yeah. You know what? Turn your badge and gun in right now, Barney Fife. You're done.
And he walked over there and he shot over there again.
The gunman going back into room 112 and firing more shots. At 11:58 a.m., children from other classrooms seen evacuating the school. At 12:03 p.m., a child from room 112 calling 911, telling dispatch where she was. By this point, 19 officers were inside the building, but no one went in. At 12:10,
How dare you?
12:13, and 12:16, more 911 calls. Parents outside begging for police to save the children.
You know that there are kids, right? They're little kids. They don't know how to defend themselves.
You said you were praying. Do you remember what you were praying for? What you were saying in your prayers?
I prayed the Lord's Prayer. I prayed my Hail Mary.
Reyes says eventually he heard officers come back, telling the gunman through the door they want him to come out to talk, that they don't want to hurt anybody, but then silence again. More 911
They did
calls,
so
including
bad.
from Reyes' classroom, but it isn't until 12:50 p.m., 1 hour and 17 minutes after the gunman entered the classrooms, that Border Patrol busts in, killing the shooter.
After that, it was.
I'll tell you
just
what.
bullets everywhere, and then
I would hate to be a police officer in this town because you have lost the trust of everyone. Not, I won't even say respect. The ones who were there, and I'm sure it was all hands on deck. But man, oh man, you let everyone down. You let yourself down. You let your partner down. You let your chief down. You let your citizens down. Every police officer that was there following orders, that doesn't help you sleep at night, my friend. Every soldier that has gone to fight in any war, any police officer that has served, any police officer that has died, you have disrespected that badge. You have disrespected the people of your city, of this country.
I just remember Border Patrol saying, get up, and I couldn't get up.
Did you feel abandoned in that moment by police, by the people who were supposed to protect you?
Absolutely. After everything, I get more angry because you have a bulletproof vest. I had nothing. You're supposed to protect and serve. There is no excuse for their actions. And I will never forget them. I will never forgive them.
How many students were in your classroom when the shooter came in?
11 students.
So the shooter killed every single student in your classroom.
Yes, ma'am. That's when I got to thinking, this family lost one. This family lost more. I lost 11 that day. And I went to my parents and said, I'm sorry. I tried my best. With what I was told to do. Please don't be angry with me.
Nobody is, I'm sure.
Reyes says no training could have prepared them for this, even though the school
Not
had
supposed
extensive
to.
protocols. He
We're
says
supposed to teach our
laws
kids
must
about
change.
tornadoes
They
and
don't
stuff,
have
not
class.
guns.
Training, no training, all kinds of training. Nothing gets you ready for this. We trained our kids to sit under the table.
And wait for
that's what I
help.
thought of, at the time. But we set them up to be like ducks. You can give us all the training you want, but it's but laws have to change. It won't never change unless they change the laws.
Reyes says he doesn't think he can ever return to a classroom, but he's making it his mission to honor the lives of his students and 2 of his fellow teachers.
The only thing that I know that I will not let these children and my coworkers die in vain. That's
Yeah. I mean, that's... that was courtesy of ABC News with Amy Robaugh. And I mean, what could you say? And if that doesn't make you go, maybe being 21 to own a gun's a good idea, since we got to be 21 to drink alcohol, right? So it makes sense that perhaps, just perhaps, it makes sense. Nobody's taking away your right to bear arms. It's not an infringement on the Second Amendment. It's a common sense way to say you're going to be 21 to buy a gun, and you're going to wait 10 days to take it home with you. You didn't have a problem with your kids coming home after 10 days in the hospital, but the gun's got to be home with you right away, huh? And if you, like I said earlier, if you really feel that the right to own a gun immediately is your right, more than trying to keep children and other people alive, innocent people, whether you're 86 or 6, question your own intelligence and your morals. What's more important? Nobody wants, first of all, taking guns out of the street's not happening, right? So grow up, Stop thinking stupid. It's not happening. I just told you. We sell over 1 million guns a month in this country, 34 months straight. You think it's going to go down this month? No. So stop that nonsense. Teach your kids not to be jerks. Ding. It starts at home, period. I know a lot of people that own a lot of weaponry. And guess what? They do not break any laws with them. It's called they're good people. So blame the person, but we still need gun restriction. I don't like the gun control. Of course, we control everything. You can't buy cigarettes unless you're 21, right? Or 18, I don't know now. Been so long, I don't even know. I think, who cares? It's stinky. But hey, if you want to smoke, smoke your brains out. It's your right to do so. Who cares? I just don't understand. I wish somebody could chime in and let me know. What is it? If you're one of those that say no, you can't. You're 18 years old. You can buy a gun. Don't matter. No matter what. Chime in. I want to hear your reasoning because I can't figure out why. I know the old adage. Well, if you can serve your country at 18, you should be able to drink. If you can vote at 18, you should be able to drink at 18. I understand the notion, but I disagree. I think we should go, no, Skippy. We've already figured out that we should raise everything to 25. But we won't because that's money, right, being made. And speaking of money, don't forget, the problem with following the science is the science follows the money. You don't think it does? Check out the funding. Right. You're not going to fund something that doesn't fit your narrative. So science better follow what I'm doing here because the money trail. Yeah. What? No accusations thrown, just a thought. So this teacher in the classroom shot multiple times, telling the police, you have the vest. We have nothing. You stood out there. You heard this. These police officers heard this happening. I put two and two together. I'm not a detective. A kid was in the classroom calling for help, saying I'm in a room full of victims. Shooter killed every kid in the classroom. The officers were outside the door. The kid was calling for help. Doesn't take a genius to figure it out. New policy. If you have a gun and a badge and you swore to protect the kids, do so. Do so. It's real simple.
Denial, disillusion, anger, blame, sadness, loss of lives, dreams halted. We saw ministries, we saw first responders, counselors, cooks, families trying to grieve without it being on the front page news. We met with the local funeral director and countless morticians.
I just got back
since the
from personally recording this on my cell phone.
Trying to handle so many bodies at once. So many little innocent bodies who had their entire lives still yet to live. And that is there that we met two of the grieving parents, Ryan and Jessica Ramirez. Their 10-year-old daughter, Alethea. She was one of the 19 children that were killed the day before. Now, Alethea, her dream was to go to art school in Paris and one day share her art with the world. Ryan and Jessica were eager to share Alethea's art with us and said if we could share it, that somehow, maybe that would make Alethea smile in heaven. They told us that showing someone else Alethea's art would in some way keep her alive. Now, this particular drawing is a self-portrait of Alethea drawing with her friend in heaven looking down on her, drawing the very same picture.
Wow.
Her mother said of this drawing, she said, you know, we never really talked to her about heaven before, but somehow she knew. Alethea was 10 years old. Her father, Ryan, this man was steady. He was uncommonly together and calm. When a frazzled friend of his came up and said, "How are you so calm? I'd be going crazy." Ryan told me, he said, "No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You'd be strong for your wife and kids, because if they see you go crazy, that will not help them." Just a week prior, Ryan got a full-time line job, stringing power lines from pole to pole. And every day since landing that well-paying full-time job, he reminded his daughter, Alethea, he said, "Girl, Daddy gonna spoil you now."
Oh.
Told her every single night. He said, "Daddy's gonna take you to SeaWorld one day."
Can't do it.
He didn't get spoiled with his daughter. Alethea, she did not get to go to SeaWorld. We also met Anna and Danilo, the mom and stepdad of 9-year-old Maite.
9-year-old.
Maite wanted to be a marine biologist. She was already in contact with Corpus Christi University of A&M for her future college enrollment. 9 years old.
Good morning,
Maite
Eunice.
cared for the environment so strongly that when the city asked her mother if they could release some balloons into the sky, in her memory, her mom said, "Oh, no. Maite wouldn't want to litter." Maite wore green high-top Converse with a heart she had hand-drawn on the right toe because they represented her love of nature. Camilla's got these shoes. Can you show these shoes, please? Wore these every day. Green Converse with a heart on the right toe. These are the same green Converse on her feet that turned out to be the only clear evidence that could identify her after the shooting. How about that? Maite wrote a letter. Her mom said if Maite's letter could help someone accomplish her.
That's just terrible. So, man, we're not going to listen to the whole thing. It's 20 minutes long or whatever, but he goes on for longer than that. But these are the things that need to be done to make people go, yes, it's time. And quite honestly, it's election season, right? We decide who represents us. We hear the people resisting the things that America wants. Most people in America want stricter gun control, not taking of the guns. That is stupid talk. Controlling who gets them. But that in itself will not stop the problem. Want proof? I can give you proof. I can give you proof. How about this? Doesn't take long at all. Doesn't take long at all. Right? How about the bicyclist, the person charged with killing people in Berlin who ran into a bunch of people with a car? So if we get rid of all the guns, which we cannot, it's impossible. There's more guns than people. So you go, what can we do? Teach your kids not to be pieces of crap. It's that simple. It's that simple. Because we know a lot of law-abiding people that have guns that do not go and do this. If your child is the one in front of the police department squealing his tires in front of the chief of police's office when he's in there looking at you do it in front of humongous security cameras, they're a foot long by about a foot round. You cannot mistake them. They're not hiding them. You're hanging out the vehicle while you're doing this, in a suit, by the way. You're as dumb as they get. You're not cool. You're not wild. You're not awesome. You are an idiot. Congratulations. You are stupid. And when you go to jail for a couple days, you're going to be thinking it's cool. They're all going to laugh at you. You stole a car and peeled out in front. Ooh, you got street cred. No, they're laughing at you because you were an idiot. Okay? So good for you. That's so cool. So absolutely, we will listen to little tidbits here and there of what Matthew had to say, but we're not going through the whole thing. But I'll tell you what, it's a problem that has to be solved. And if the politicians don't want to solve it, we'll put one in place that will. It's okay if you're a Republican and you go, no, this is out of hand. This is out of hand. If you don't think so, I mean, you lit a match and you're holding it and you're holding it and you're holding it and it's burning your finger and you go, no, I told them I'd light the candle. But there's no candle. Well, then I am the candle. At what point do you drop it? Or are you just going to stand there and hold it? Because you're stupid. And that's not okay. It's okay to be stupid when it affects you. But it's not okay to be stupid when it affects everybody. And I love what that Florida sheriff had to say. You go into a school and you start shooting in my county, we are going to shoot you so many times that we could read the newspaper through you. He's got my vote. He's got my vote. So what are you going to do? But we already talked this morning about not only the kids, the 10-year-old girl arrested for shooting and killing a woman. We're sitting here pondering 10-year-olds gunned down by an assault weapon in cold blood for all to witness. So they all saw what was happening. They all knew what was going on. And then we've got one who shoots a woman because her mom started a fight. The mentality for a 10-year-old should be to get in the house and be scared. The adults are fighting. The problem is, why are adults fist fighting in front of the kids over nothing? How do I know it was nothing? Because there was no other arrests made. Nothing was going on except for these two who decided to get in an argument that leads to a fight, that leads to an ass whipping, that leads to a shooting. Don't dish it out if you can't take it, right? You don't walk up and punch somebody and then be surprised they hit you back, right? You better be ready. But more importantly, why are we there? Same with guns. Take the guns, get stabbed, take the knives. Use a fork, take the forks. Carve a spoon, shave it down, now you got an arrow. Ban the spoons. I'll go to Home Depot and get a rake. You'll be seeing people out there, give me all your money, holding the rake up. Now you got to ban rakes. Now you go to the spades and the shovels. Now you got to ban all those. Wait, I can stick a pen in your jugular. No pens. How about we just teach people to not be jackasses? How about that for a start? I don't know. Just a weird, progressive, conservative idea. Quit being a butthole. It's really that simple. All right, we're going to break. You're listening to Sapphire'S Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. Keep it locked.
We don't care if you rock out with your workout or jam out with your clam out. Just do it here on WHOT Hot 93.97. Download the 93.97 network app today.
Yeah, download it. So good morning, everybody. I don't know. How do you not talk about stuff like that? But we got a lot more to talk about. We're not going to talk about that all day long. We're not going to talk about January 6th. We're not going to talk about... We got to figure it out, man. I mean, we can sit here and argue all these... There are people who believe that the two-party political system is based on sucking all of our money. How do you do that? You divide everybody. You said two sides are easier to divide than three or four, I guess. I don't know, but it seems to me that more parties would mean less money for the two major parties. Here's the problem I've got, and we're not going to talk about it on the air, but I'll talk about it with you guys. They pay for the Michigan governor race. There were 5 Republicans taken off the ballot for improper amount of signatures. Too many of the signatures that they had given were invalid. And there are supposed to be things in place, checks and balances to make sure that the valid signatures are taken off and not paid for. Paid for. $20 a signature. There was 10,000 invalid signatures that people were paid for. The canvassers were paid for this. So now forget whether it was valid or invalid. Hold on a minute. So where are we getting this money to pay the canvassers to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars to get on a ballot for a Republican or Democrat, but in this case it's a Republican Party, just to win this nomination of your group, of your party, to then run against the other person? We're already a couple 100,000 in. Call it 500,000 by the time you're done with all the signatures and everything. Wait a minute. 500,000 just to get on the ballot to run against somebody that's in your party. Don't you see what is going on here, people? We're being highway robbed, okay? We're talking state government. We're talking governor. We're not even talking president. We're not even talking Senate and Congress. We're talking governor of a state. 500,000 to get on a ballot. There were 5 out of the 10 or whatever. So do the math. 10 times 5 is 50. So what would that be? A lot of money. $5 million, I think, just to get on a ballot. Well, that's a lot of money. Then when you're on the ballot, you're raising more money. And then if you win, you're continually raising money for your party. And elections every 4 years. You're continuously raising money for your party. Then election time, you go out and go, we need money for election if you want me to win again. We have been had. The system has been adapted for money making. Who can fix it? Me and you. Voting, yeah, but vote sensibly, right? If you voted for Joe Biden because you didn't want Trump, that's not a responsible vote. If you voted for Trump just to piss off the left, that's not a responsible vote. How about this? Which they'll never do because celebrity is part of the fundraising they do. How about this? No promotion of face, no promotion of name, no promotion of anything for the first until, say, 90 days before the election. So for the first 9 months leading up to the election of the year, nothing but statements on what candidate number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 are going to do. No name, no face, no gender identity, nothing. You don't know nothing other than the issues spoken about specifically. Then you start making your decisions. Then, because we know, then we start getting what they call a preconceived notion. Better to get a preconceived notion based on facts and facts alone than on, wow, they're cute, or they look pretty honest. Sleepy Joe. He looks honest as hell, man. He looks like my grandpa. I'm like, Joe, I love him. But I know he's a dirty rat. Why? Because he's the president of the United States of America. Duh. You don't get there without being a dirty rat. I'm not mad and I'm not sad. I'm just telling you. It's the fact, Jack, in my opinion. Because why? I just told you. We're talking one candidate spending hundreds of thousands of dollars just for signatures to get on a ballot. That's only a little part, a snippet of all of it. But hundreds of thousands of dollars to get on a ballot to run against others, which will be more later when you do it. It's exhausting when you start thinking about it, because then you really know we've been had. And if you got money in America, if you got money in the world, you got power. It's not even America. You're powerless if you don't have the money. And our governmental system, to me, is organized crime. And it is. Pharmaceutical companies raping us. How do you think they can tell you it's $680 a month for your pill, get you all in a huff, and then go, well, we can do it for 18? It's freaking impossible. It's impossible. This cost a certain amount of money. This cost a certain amount of money, right? They had to chop a tree. They had to make these little binders. Somebody had to sit there with each piece of paper and bind each piece in. Oh, I'm sure it was tedious work. There's value to this, right? If you give this to me, somebody else loses out. But I go, sweet, I got me a free book. Look at this. Only one page gone. Can't ask for nothing more than that. Free. Free, baby. And then the next person goes in and goes, wait a minute. This used to be $1.59. It's $2.10. What the hell just happened? Oh, yeah, prices have gone up because of all the scoundrels. Cold in here. Time to open our freaking eyes. Time to understand that picking sides is what they want. And we're picking sides on everything now. You have to pick a side on things. But some things, there's middle. And one of the things Matthew McConaughey said yesterday is America lives in the middle. He's not the only one who said that. Tyler Perry talked about it during one of their, notice that, one of their, I don't know if he's a she or a he or a binary, non-binary, extra binary, super binary, ultra magnum binary. Not sure. So I go, I didn't do that on purpose, by the way, just making it sound like that. Tyler Perry did the same thing during a speech of acceptance of award he won, which well-deserved because he's a genius when it comes to entertainment. In the middle is where most people live. There's far left and they're all extreme. There's far right and they're all extreme. In the middle is where most of us live. Most of America wants this crap to stop, of the gun violence, the school shootings, but also look at what's going on in our streets. And we talked about it before. It's a touchy subject, but it's not. It's not a touchy subject at all. If you're a black person in America and you're committing crimes, you're a criminal. If you're a white person in America, you're committing crimes, you're a criminal. Now, another argument would be, if I'm not breaking the law and I'm driving down the road, I have a better chance as a white person of not being messed with than a black person. Can't argue that one on my point. I can't argue that. That's not the issue here, though, right? So what we're doing, we swerve through these hot topics, but we don't get to the point. Gun control, I got news for you, baby. You could put an RPG, you could teach me how to fly an F-16 fighter jet, full missiles. You could give me a bazooka. You could give me, what's the baddest Uzi? What's the baddest gun in the world? When you absolutely positively have to kill every motherfucker in the room right now, what gun is it? Give me 10 of them. I guarantee you I'm not going to commit a murder. I guarantee it. I promise you. Because you know why? I don't do that. Will I kill somebody? Possibly. Did you ask for it? Because stupid people win stupid prizes, right? But I can tell you, I've made a decision. I'm not running away. If I'm in a store and I hear pop, 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 I'm running away. I'm going to get a weapon. I'm coming back because I've had it. I'm not going to be one of the girls out going, oh, I'm safe. Oh, my God. No, Give me something. What? I'll take a can of rain 30 feet away, right in the face. What? You thought you were going to shoot me? Can't even hear it. Make duck calls. Whack, whack. Might as well have a little fun. But the parents sitting outside that school pleading with the cops. You know our kids are in there. You got to make people not want to do it. Because if not, we got to ban everything, right? You're going to run me over with your car? Ban cars. Cars are deadly too. Ban everything. I can stab you in the face with this, right? Right in the throat. Jugular, gone. Temple, gone. So teach people, quit excusing the action. Oh, mental health. Yes, it's a thing. We all are suffering. Some of us enjoy it from the same things. Okay? We're all going through the same stuff. We're all going to handle things differently. What bothers me doesn't bother you. What bothers you doesn't bother me. Maybe I don't even understand what it is because I don't experience it at all in my life. Who cares? It doesn't give you the right to go shooting people. Period. No excuse. But no. But mommy was mean. Shoot your mom. Why are you going into a school? If your mom's the piece of crap, shoot her. The kid in Oxford, Michigan begged for help. Wrote it down. Big, thick letters. Help. Like when you're lost at sea, right? SOS, help. Pictures. The one staff member takes a picture of his paper because it was so disturbing. The guns, the blood, the kids laying there, the help, big letters. The day the shooting happened, they had the kid with the backpack in the principal's office. They said, take your kid home for the day. It's been a rough day. They go, oh, nah. They went on their way. Kid went into the bathroom, came out shooting. You had him. The mom and dad knew the gun wasn't at the house. They had him. They knew it. They didn't think it would have happened. Won't happen here. Only somewhere else. There's no way in the world a bullet can come through here. No way. Okay, Mary, think again. They don't even have to be shooting at you anymore, right? We're down by a main road. All it takes is a little exchange of an angry driver. Don't want to get cut off. You can't disrespect me. I got a small penis. That's the worst part of life. Stray bullet right in the head. Never know. Happens every day. Happens all the time. Parents on the street begging, oh, my baby, we need justice. Silence the violence. We're raising them. Why am I talking on this? It's not even break. We're on break. See, I get wrapped up. But we're almost over. We come back at 8. Bob's having testicular difficulties. He's here, but he's not here. So he's not here. He's not connected. Don't know why. Let me make sure there's nothing in my settings. Oh, look at that. Blocked. Yep, Bob. I'll be damned. Banned guest. Bob BK Cuckin. No, I'm just kidding. Guests must authenticate. No, we don't care if you're real. Play a sound when guests enter. Yep, fart noise. Guests can see viewer comments. Yep. I don't know. There's me. I don't know. Hopefully he can get it figured out. Maybe it's an upgrade on his end. But I can't understand how we're not getting things through. But again, don't think for 1 minute that if they could make breaking news right now, they could be like, we didn't even know, it was a private meeting all night, but we've got an agreement. You got to be 21 to buy a gun. You got to wait 10 days to purchase any gun. Yippee-ki-yay, right? But guess what? If a bad guy wants a gun bad enough, they're all over. So let's just try to teach our kids from this day forward to not be assholes. Because otherwise, we'll figure out a way, right? We'll figure out a way. So let's teach them to not want to. You can put any gun in front of me. You can put any gun in front of almost everybody I talk to. Nobody's going to misuse that gun. That's normal culture. Then you've got the idiots, the degenerates, the outcasts, the one who have to be shunned from society because they're shit. Those are the ones. Get rid of them. And since we're not on the air, fuck them. I'm done with the, well, they were this, they were that, they were mistreated. So what? It doesn't give you an excuse to go out and kill people or steal from them, right? Go get a job. Go do something productive, right? Everybody works. LeBron James works. He's a billionaire. He's not a billionaire because he didn't work. He's got a sweet job, yeah, but he works. Go play basketball. Get an entertainment. He made his money in marketing his name and in endorsements. Go be a TikTok star. Quit killing people. I'd rather you be a TikTok star than a murderer, right? Because at least you're a waste of life in a good way. Had to throw that in there. 2 minutes until we go back on the air. We're going to be talking when we get back about an absolute conditioning of humans in the world. Because it's not just an American problem. Gas. It's a world thing. We're all buying gas and everything. But they're trying to feed us a line of bullshit, right? They're trying to make me believe that we drive 5 times more than a record amount of extra driving would be. So instead of putting 13,000 miles on your vehicle last year, you put 56,000 on it. Did you? Did every American put 56,000 miles on their vehicle who usually drives 13,000? No? Then bullshit. Supply and demand. Well, supply and demand. Who's demanding 5 times the... It doesn't add up. You can try to do the math. It doesn't add up. And I'm going to prove it to you. And I'm not even freaking smart, man. I just got my head out of my ass. And I look around every now and again and smell the earth. Let's hope I get all this shit rolling. Oh, righty, almighty, we are back on a Wednesday, figuring out all the problems in America. But it's not just American problems, it's in the world. So feel better about that anyway, I guess. I reckon. Let's see, let's go through the checks like a pilot. Red light on, good to go. Let's take off. Going, baby, it's that easy. Fly this plane right into the mountainside. Who's going on summer vacation and how far are you going, right? I live in Dearborn. I'm going to Greenfield Hills. Or wait, no, they call it Greenfield Village, which is in Dearborn, Michigan. I can smell it from my house. I can see the fence. I could walk there. I'm going from Detroit to New Jersey, and I'm taking the free route. I'm not taking the toll roads. I'm taking the long way because I'm not doing it. I'm paying the extra in gas. I'm not giving you toll road money too. But supply and demand, you guys, we have been had about gas. All right. We've been had completely. We're going to talk about it right now. Why is the gas prices at a record, and why are they going to stay that way for a long time to come? That's the headline being presented today to us. Why U.S. gas prices are at a record and why they'll stay high for a long time. It's not a headline, it's conditioning, right? They broke it on the news when gas was $4.11. Broke the record, it went up to like $4.18, and they said what on the news? They're preparing for $5, up to $5 a gallon in some places. Conditioning you for, they're telling you, it's going to be $5 a gallon soon, right? So now they came on the news about 2 weeks ago and said, in some states, they're actually making it so they can add the one so they can make it $10 a gallon and up. They're not saying it's a possibility, you dumb. Meh. They're telling you in a little while in California, you will be paying $10+ a gallon for gas. And you'll like it, bitch. And we'll go, thank you, sir. May I have another? And he'll go, it's ma'am. Anyway. So here we're going to read this bullcrap article, okay? Russia's invasion of Ukraine is a major reason that U.S. drivers are paying record prices for gasoline. I agree. Russia is, the invasion of Ukraine is a major reason for an increase in gasoline. But it's not the only cause of the spike. This is what they're telling us. This is not the information that I'm buying. This is what they're selling you, because I don't buy it. I walk past the aisle. I don't even shop there. They're on the inside aisle. I shop on the outside. Gas prices were already expected to reach $4 a gallon for the first time since 2008, with or without shots fired in Eastern Europe or economic sanctions posed on Russia. We already expected $4 plus, right? But now the national average is what, $5 a gallon? It will be within the next 2 weeks, according to Tom Kloza, global head of energy analysis for the OPIS, which tracks gas prices for AAA. Why doesn't AAA track their own gas prices? Why? Because they'd probably gather accurate information, and that would suck for the oil companies. How dare you say that? Oh, I dare say a lot of things I shouldn't. Back in March, we broke that record of $4.11 a gallon, which had stood since 2008. 2008 election year. 2012 election year. 16, 20, 24. Oh, there's a banner. The good old days, $4 a gallon. The good old days, remember? 2.5, 3 years ago, it was $2.13 or some shit like that, something like that. $2.28 and stuff like that. We're like, wow, it might be $1.99 before we know it. Never again, baby. Not the way we have it now, right? But it's okay. Your energy secretary, Ms. Granholm, Jennifer Granholm, said, just go out and buy electric cars. I don't have an electric charging station near my house that I know of that I can go wherever I need to go without charging my thing overnight. But in my gas tank, I can go get gas when I need to. I don't even bitch about it. I just get gas. Like, well, $40 gets me a half a tank instead of a full tank. I just get $40 and I go on my way. I can't let it rent space in my head. It sucks. But you know what? We're being fed a line of crap. Okay, continue. So now, more than 1 out of every 5 gas stations nationwide is now charging more than $5 a gallon for regular And more than half are charging at least $4.75 a gallon. 10 states, it's already over 5: Alaska, Arizona, California, Hawaii, Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, Nevada, Oregon, and Washington. Several more within a penny of $5. I'm getting somewhere with this. It's not just all beat it into your misery, right? Let me add, decisions made by our government affect everything, right? Decisions made by our world leaders, as you like to call them, matter on everything. Period. Who's in office in America just made Russia decide to act a fool. Who's in charge in Russia makes other countries stand down and go, we can't speak up too loud against this because America left Afghanistan high and dry, baby. You want them to tell you that they're going to back you now? Okay. Decisions presidents make freaking matter. Russia, one of the largest oil exports. I still say let's go kill Putin. That's his sentence for what he's done. Russia is one of the largest oil exporters on the planet. In December, it sent 8 million barrels of oil and other petroleum products to global markets, 5 million as crude oil. Very little goes to the US. 60% goes to Europe, 20% to China. But oil is priced on a global commodity market, so the loss of Russian oil affects prices around the globe, no matter where it's used. Makes sense to me. So gas should be around $3.50 a gallon. March, we announced a formal ban on Russian energy imports. Last week, the European Union announced a ban on imports of Russian oil by ship, which represents 2/3 of their oil imported from Russia. One factor keeping oil prices in check has been the surge of COVID cases in China. COVID lockdowns for most of the country, people didn't go anywhere. So lower demand. It's all supply and demand. They're not going anywhere. The oil is sitting there. Sounds like a sale to me. But no, it's not. It goes on and on and on. And at the very bottom, strong, big, bold letters. So we really understand the importance of this conditioning. Strong demand for gas. Supply is one part of the equation for prices. Demand is the other, and it's very strong right now, but still not back to pre-pandemic levels. Hold the press. So we're consuming less gas than we did in 2019, but now we're paying $3.50 more a gallon than we were before because demand is up, even though demand over the past 3 years is down. You got the wrong one, Hunty. You got the wrong one on the wrong day. I ain't buying none of the crap you're selling. None of it. None of it. You're trying to lie to me to make me go out there and go, well, if they said it's true, you're full of crap. Whoever thinks this has been fooled. I got proof. It's coming. Hang tight. I got proof. It's on the next page. There's another one they're trying to make us feel like. When you go to the grocery store, when you go anywhere, you walk outside, you're going to start getting a bill for air, right? The U.S. economy had record job growth in 2021. We also, in 2020, shut everything down. So yeah, the numbers are going to look different. Start of the summer travel season, Memorial Day weekend sparks typical annual increases. Absolutely. So you still haven't explained. So we're up to $3.50 a gallon. That's where we're at right now, where we should be, right? Because of Russia, because of Uncle Joe deciding to shut down the Keystone Pipeline, because of all the other things that have something to do with gasoline and how it's priced. But to sit and say, way to go, Joe, about gas prices in America, you're off base. But to say he has no control is not true. Decisions he makes and things implicated have other implications too. It's a wave effect, just like throwing a rock in the water. The ripple effect is there. It happens on the good and the bad. It's not that big of a deal. It's not a matter of, oh, Joe screwed it all up. No, but he made decisions that changed things. Face it. And that's okay. I'm not going to argue about it. Where are we at? Everything's good. All right. Now, people are saying, come hell or high prices, welcome, we're going on vacation. Others are going, cancel the RV, baby. We can't afford that, right? Now, even before Ukraine, they were expecting gas prices to go up to record levels above $4.11, okay? $4.11, not April 11th. Stoners are all going, oh, in a week and a half we can smoke, it'll be $4.20. So even before Ukraine, the experts predicted record gas prices based on, you tell me, you're the expert. I'm going to tell you what they're based on. Real simple. Last year, 28 of the top oil and gas CEOs raked in $394 million in compensation, a nearly $45 million increase since 2020. Shell's profits were 280% higher than the first quarter in 2021. Shell made $19.3 billion in total profit. That's after all debts are paid. Now, my money, $19.3 billion after you paid the multi-million-dollar CEO, after you paid all your other salary, all your buildings, all your expenses, everything. You made $19.3 billion in 2021. Well, you can't say we're raising the price because we have no choice. Like the small mom and pop, the businesses, the big government is trying to absolutely obliterate and destroy in this country. You know that downtown area you're walking through that's got Pete and Kelly's bar and Sarah's design shop and Sue's sewing and tailor and, you know, Jim and Jill's furniture and all that? Gone, baby. You know why? The fleecing of this country. Okay? What's happening, they're squashing the small business. Why? Just go shop at Walmart. Go shop at Target. Go shop at the big corporations. We got a good price. We got everything you can want. One-stop shopping. Not a damn thing made in America. %2 of the crap in them stores, maybe. 5%, I don't know. But we are conditioned. We're spending all our money on gas and we're being told, well, supply and demand. We're demanding 5 times more than before. No, we're not. They just said it. They said we're demanding less than pre-pandemic levels. When gas was less than $3, gas was less than $2.50 a gallon. We were driving more, demanding more then than we are now. But they're telling you supply and demand because you don't understand it, so you can't argue it. You know, well, supply. No, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know. No, pay the money and go. Oil and gas corporations and the trade groups they fund to lobby on their behalf. Yeah, listen to that sentence, people. Oil and gas corporations and the trade groups that they fund, which means pay, to lobby on their behalf, would have people believe that they need access to more places to drill, better market signals. Hey, Bob.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, let me get my headpieces together here. How's it going today?
It is going fine. I've been listening to all you've been speaking of while I took care of my technical difficulties.
Good. What's your take?
Pretty much your take. It's a bunch of crap.
Yeah?
Yeah. Supply and demand my rear. I was thinking that when I was out this morning for a few minutes and hearing the radio and, oh, well, it's summer. It's vacation season. Supply and demand. Yeah, it's pre-planned every year. It starts Memorial Day and it trickles down slowly after Halloween, you know. It's like... Nothing new, except it's a lot bigger this year.
Yeah. So what I was just saying was the oil and gas corporations and the trade groups that they pay to lobby on they're not even lobbying themselves. They make so much money, they're paying someone else to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're going, here, you do it for me. I got better things to do. I'm going golfing in Belize. So they're making people believe that they need access to more places to drill, better market signals, fewer regulations in order to make the investments needed to help lower prices. But the truth is, they got enough cash to do that already on their own.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even trying to hide the fact that they're raking it in. The CEO of Shell is on record admitting to profiteering off of the war in Russia and Ukraine. He said, this is the Shell CEO, Ben Van Beurden. The performance we are seeing this quarter, of course, has been helped by the macro, and the macro has been impacted by the war in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of using the cash to make the investments they need to help lower the price of oil or to fulfill their climate pledges and obligations, they're giving it all back to their wealthy shareholders in the form of stock buybacks, or they give it back to themselves in executive bonuses.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the part I find, the most troublesome. The stockholder-shareholder thing, I don't know to what extent what the intricacies are as far as what they're obligated to pay based on performance. But
Right.
there are a lot of other areas that they could certainly route money that they're making in a direction that would be productive instead of, giving Joe Big Chair another $3 million, $4 million.
Yeah. So when we're paying all this money out, they're making last year 28 CEOs raked in $394 million in compensation, 45 million more than in 2020. So while everybody else is struggling to make ends meet, I work 3 jobs. You work 2, 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
We're all doing what we got to do to make ends meet. I have a quality of life that I will maintain, right? Not by robbing from somebody or taking from somebody. I'll earn it, and if I can't afford it, I'll wait until I can.
Right.
But they are raking it in.
Mm-hmm.
But the nice part is, and you remember this bimbo, Jennifer Granholm.
No.
I had a lot of respect for her until she said, just go buy an electric car.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, there's not enough electric cars out there to go buy.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, if we all went and did that, where are we charging them?
Right.
So when you've got your energy secretary going, blah, 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 you got to what? Get out of here. You're fired. I don't have the authority to fire her. She's fired.
Another famous
Not my secretary.
Yeah, Michigan politician, another famous one, Debbie Stabenow. She made some comment that roiled a bunch of people up last night, apparently. Something about when they were talking about, how to get the gas prices under control. And she says, well, I just finally was able to pick up my electric car yesterday. So I'm driving past all these gas stations and I'm just carefree because I drove from Michigan to wherever this meeting was, in Detroit to Mackinac or something. And I didn't need any gas at all. Well, kiss my gas,
It's not grits. But, well, that's great. But how much was the car?
Right.
And where did you charge it? And when will you be using it again? Because soccer mom and dad have to get the kids up to go to school. Then they got errands to run. Then they got to come back home. Then they got to go get the kids from school. Then they got to get half the kids back home. Then they got to drive around again to take the kids to their events for the afternoon. Then they got to come back home. Then they got to get dinner or whatever and come back home. Perfect. Sounds great. I'm glad that batteries last for 1,000 miles or 10 hours.
Right. But I think in her position as someone within the government structure who's supposed to be trying to help get this thing reined in, to make those kind of comments were just extremely short-sighted and selfish and not taking into account, what the rest of us are working with. And that's pretty much what a lot of her colleagues said. It was like, she's out of touch with reality. That was very poor judgment, Yeah,
same with Granholm.
Yeah.
Electric cars aren't even a thing yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the one guy, I forget who he was, but he said, wait a minute, what about us guys who want a gas engine car? We should be able to have one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a point. Like what?
Right.
I don't know.
Well,
I understand the gas and everything like that, but we're looking at it. We're seeing it. It's written right in front of us.
Well, the problem is, it's a free market kind of thing, and supply and demand is a real thing, but it's being manipulated. If it were just left to run on its own, then you want to go buy electric cars and the demand is there, great. If it's not, then it's a technology that nobody buys. Now, if it's true that demand, like we were saying, was up so much more, did you drive 56,000 miles last year? Hey, no. I don't know anybody that did drive 5 times their normal driving. So there's a definite manipulation going on, or just outright lies as to what they're doing. If it were true supply and demand and true free marketplace, it would be a totally different story.
Well, okay, so we've talked about 2020, 2021. What about 2022? Just how rich are these companies today? Well, Shell, $9.1 billion in first quarter profit. Again, profit is after all expenses paid. That's your money to go to the casino with. Shell made $19.3 billion in total profits in 2021. They are halfway there in 2022. Their profits were 280% higher in 2022 than the first quarter in 2021. How many people, raise your hand, have gotten a 280% raise from last year? Nobody. Shell bought back $8.5 billion in stocks to give to wealthy stockholders.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
No, I was just going to say some of the numbers can be manipulated, however, and some of it would be reasonable to expect that 22 over 21 with the effects of COVID and people not driving and things like that. And all of a sudden now people are getting back to normal. You're going to have a natural bump in your number just because of the situation. But again,
Correct.
The extremes of which we're seeing.
It should be here.
Yeah.
It's here.
No, that's what, it's crap.
Not only that, Bob, so you think business is booming, right? What happens when business is booming? More jobs. Shell cut 5,000 jobs in 2021. So record money, cutting jobs, paying the shareholders.
And yet we're told the other day that the unemployment rate was like 3.6, 3.7%. How is it that we can't get people to work And the unemployment rate is that low.
Because they're not collecting unemployment, they're just unemployed.
Right.
Unemployment is people that are on unemployment assistance, right? Not people not working. Because then easily 10% of our country don't work.
Well,
Just
that's
walk
what I thought. It
downtown
was a
San
measure.
Francisco.
I thought it was a measurement of everyone, but I suppose the only way you can really track it is by who's filing claims.
Yeah. How many people live in this country not documented?
Right.
We have no idea what the unemployment rate is.
Mm-hmm.
All we can go by is what registered numbers tell us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. ExxonMobil, $8.8 billion in the first quarter profits this year.
In the first quarter, yeah.
Yeah. Last year, 23 billion total. This year, 8.8 billion already, up 320% than last year.
Mm-hmm.
ExxonMobil paid back, they bought back 30 billion in stocks for the shareholders. So the shareholders are just getting these checks. However many shareholders they are divided by 30 billion.
Mm-hmm.
30 billion, right? ExxonMobil cut 9,000 jobs to cut costs in 2021, despite being one of the most profitable corporations in the United States. ExxonMobil paid an effective federal income tax of just more than 2% in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yep. That's just it. It's a free marketplace, but it's not really. It's certainly being worked.
Now, Chief Financial Officer Kathy McHells for ExxonMobil says, quote, "We expect to generate over 100 billion in excess cash flow beyond meeting our capital program and current dividend. And so I would say we have a very robust forward plan, and we expect to have sustained excess cash flow and increasing shareholder distributions."
And shareholder distributions are part of the company, and that's understandable. But again, to what level? All of it is overinflated, overdone, maxed out plus.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you talk about not wanting regulation in industry overall. You don't want government involved in your business, yet I think there's a time and a place that for the general welfare, there are at least some parameters that have to be followed.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to say that they can't make billions and billions of dollars and they can't pay their CEOs all that crazy money, but somewhere there needs to be a line, and probably to keep it equal, it should be a percentage basis rather than a flat number, so that everybody lives under the same conditions.
So let's figure this out. Chevron made $15.6 billion in 2021. They bought back $10 billion in stocks to give back to the shareholders, which left $5 billion. They cut their workforce by 5,000 jobs last year. They paid less than 2% tax in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
They're all cutting jobs. So they're saving more money by getting rid of labor, one of the most expensive costs in business, right? Labor's a huge cost.
Mm-hmm.
BP, they said, you know what? We attribute record profits to exceptional oil and gas trading conditions, including Russia's invasion of Ukraine and Americans suffering record high gas prices. So when you stop at BP, they're laughing at you through the window. They're all laughing. They're all laughing at all of us.
The thing is, in general, if you raise prices high enough that people can't afford your product and people stop buying your product, then what has to happen? The price has to come down so that you can sell your product. So there's a balance again at some point that gets hit, but there's government stuff or behind the scenes shenanigans getting in the way of letting it work as it should.
And they're absolutely conditioning us. That's what they're doing. So now they were never going to get us to pay $4 a gallon. There's no way in the world we were going to pay $4 a gallon and not bitch about it.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, raise it way up. You know, it's the old car salesman, right? The car's worth 10 grand. We'll tell them 18. They'll settle for 14. They'll think they got a deal. They got butt raped. They don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. And we go, it's Joe Biden's fault. It's not Joe Biden's fault. Get in a fight at the gas pump over your political hero who can't stand you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If there's not a photo opportunity or a vote to be had, they're not showing up to your dead kid's funeral.
True.
If there's not money to be made, they're not listening to your sad story. Not money for you to be made. They don't give a crap about you. If there's not something in it for them, they're not doing it.
Well, true.
It's an insult to the black community to have our president scurry over to see the mom and dad and get the photo opportunity, the news, and everybody gathered together mourning and all that. It's a disrespect to the family why they're doing it.
Well, exactly. And it is disgusting, and it just really, it burns me whenever I hear anything like, oh, well, the president is going to go and he's going to, you know, meet with the people, and he's so, shut up. How many other thousands of people have had exactly the same thing happen to them, and you haven't gone and visited them? Shut
because
up.
It doesn't buy a vote. That's
Right.
where we're at in this world. That's where
Right.
we're at.
Yep.
The gun thing. Did you hear the segment about guns earlier with Matthew McConaughey and the victim, the shooting victim?
That part I was not connected for.
Gotcha. Yeah, we had played some of the audio from a shooting victim, the teacher who lived in one of the classrooms. All of his
Right.
11 students that had come back from the celebration to watch the movie, they were all having the end of the year party.
Mm-hmm.
That's what was going on in that school. All the kids were excited about summer. Remember that when we were younger? The last day of school, you're in your last week of school. Everything's exciting. You're not doing nothing. The teachers already know you're not doing no work, right? Little bit here to keep you honest, but it's all fun. They were coming back to the class to watch a movie when they heard pop. The teacher says, get under the desk. I'm going to go see what's going on. Turned around, there was the gunman. So we talked about that. It's crazy, the world we live in. And this right here, talking about gas, you've been bamboozled, man. We've been bamboozled. They're laughing all the way to the bank. And what can we do, right? Yeah, cut down on driving. Absolutely. But it's time to start thinking about the system that we are in. Did you hear me talking about the Michigan Republican governor with the signatures, and it costs $20 per signature to get on the ballot just to be able to run against your cohorts.
Right.
The amount of money being generated by the Republican and Democratic Party is criminal.
Now, let's back up for a second, because I don't understand that part. Why does it cost money to get a signature on a ballot other than you have to pay people to do the collecting?
Canvassing. The canvasser makes $20 a valid signature.
Okay.
There were 10,000 invalid signatures.
So they're incentivized by the number of by every signature they get. They get $20. Okay.
$200,000 paid out to somebody for signatures. That's only for half of the signatures. So you're talking $400,000 for one candidate to pay canvassers to go get signatures.
Right. What a load.
All the Republican representatives are doing that. So it's $2.5 million paid out to just get on the ballot to go against the other party. It's totally corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
It's a money making, it's a fundraiser. That's all it is. Everything's a fundraiser. And when they put Joe Biden up there to talk, he's saying whatever he can to get your money. He's like Joel Osteen without a soul.
Yeah, sort of.
Just trying to get your money out of you. I'll say anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use God. I'll use Jesus. I'll kill my mom for money. I'll say anything. That's what they're doing. It's a disgusting display. And I got proof. It's right here. I'm reading it to you. And they're laughing. They're going, yeah, great year for us, baby. Oh, you all are starving? I'm sorry. Yeah, no, we don't have any money for you, though. Yeah, go ask Elon. He's got $6 billion to spend. We're gross. All right, we're going to break. You're listening to Sapphire's Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97. All right, I need a break because I didn't go to break last time. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. We come back at 8:58.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. All righty then, we are back on a hump day, Wednesday morning. Get this volume right. It looks to be about right. Let's see, now I got to get my earpieces in. Caught me by surprise. They didn't tell me break was almost over. All right, here we go. All right, June 6, 1944. I reminisce about my time, and I remember in the military when I was at war, I was making pretty good money. War was good money, but it sucked being there. So June 6, 1944, Howard Whitman, a New York Daily News correspondent, describes boarding the ships heading to the beaches of Normandy. He says these American soldiers eager to get on with the big show, right? More than 160,000 Allied troops landed on 50 miles of beaches in Normandy, France, right? To fight Nazi Germany and liberate Western Europe. D-Day is one of the largest amphibious military assaults in the history of the world. He says that the soldiers were boarding the invasion ships as if they were headed for a Sunday school picnic. It didn't matter that death might be there too. They had really no idea what they were getting into, it sounds like. So they board the invasion ships if they're getting ready to go to Sunday school picnic, right? They had shaved their heads for protection from infection in the event they suffered a head wound. They all wore gas masks. Each was given $4 in invasion money. $4 to go to Normandy, Germany, and storm the beach against the Nazis. While waiting, they played cards. Right?
Sounds like an episode of Survivor.
I know. They seemed unaware they were standing at the crossroads of history. No idea what they were about to be partaking in. Right? They practice like soldiers do over and over. Once you practice long enough, you're ready to get it on. They're ready to get on with it. He said, after you practice for a thing so long, you get sick of practicing. We know what we got to do. We want to get it done. Maybe if we get this done, we can be home. Another soldier said, I wish this tub would get going. Let's get it over and knock their teeth out. That's the way we feel, and you can tell them back home that our morale has never been better. I mean that. End of quote. So what were these young men carrying into battle, right? Field packs, sidearms, rifles, machine guns, field glasses, walkie-talkies, jackets stuffed with hand grenades, smoke bombs, heavy loads of ammunition, prepared dynamite charges, flamethrowers, grenade launchers, bazookas, TNT charges on the ends of poles, and full anti-gas equipment. One of them even had a guitar. Also, given 7 sticks of chewing gum, 4 boxes of matches, a box of body insecticide, 3 boxes of food rations, a pipe, a cigarette and chewing tobacco, water purification tablets, a carton of cigarettes or cigarette makings, 1 razor blade, a tin of canned heat, and 12 seasickness pills with 2 vomit bags. It's a lot of crap to carry.
It takes a big purse, yes.
And now you're going to get out in the water and weigh it all down with water, too, while they're shooting at you. But they don't know that part yet, right?
Right.
More than 9,000 soldiers were killed or wounded, but it allowed more than 100,000 to get across Europe to get Hitler. Oh, man, that's crazy. Dwight Eisenhower said on the day of D-Day, he said, quote, soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hope and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. In company with our brave allies and brothers in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well trained, well equipped, and battle hardened. He will fight savagely. It's a long speech. But this is the year 1944. Much has happened since the Nazi triumph of 40-41. The United Nations has inflicted upon the Germans great defeats in open battle, man to man. Our air offense has seriously reduced their strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground. Our home fronts have given us an overwhelming superiority in weapons and munitions of war, placed at our disposal great reserves of trained fighting men. The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck, and let us beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking. End of quote. They had no idea they were marching into history there.
Right. Sure.
And what a history it was. The greatest nation for a reason.
Right.
$4. That's crazy. I was bringing home $2,009 a paycheck during war. I was making $4,010 a month bring home.
That was back a ways. That was good money then.
Yeah, that was in early 2000s.
Yeah.
I was over there 2003 to 2005. Well, crazy. War. We are a war machine.
Yeah, and I mean it's so different now with technology and things like that, even than it used to be. And
oh gosh, yeah.
You still have a need for troops and things like that, but things are done very differently now, I guess. And
remember Pope Pius XII?
No.
Well, here we don't know.
Honestly, I don't.
The Vatican documents show secret black channels between Pope Pius XII and Adolf Hitler.
No way.
Oh, way. A series of recently opened Vatican archives are shedding new light on the relationship between Pope Pius XII and Adolf Hitler as he led Germany during World War II. In 2020, the Vatican released millions of documents on Pope Pius XII that were previously hidden from public view, including transcripts of negotiations between the Pope and the Nazis. So now there's a historian named David Kurtzer who wrote a book called The Pope at War, The Secret History of Pius XII, Mussolini, and Hitler. Woo.
That's an interesting read, I'm sure.
I'm sure it is. The fact is, Pope Pius was afraid that the Nazis were going to win, right?
Right.
His main concerns were to protect the church at a time when it would have been under Nazi control, being European.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to have relationships with people, but at the same time, you go, at what point do we cut it off? Hitler saw an opportunity. Pope Pius became pope in early 1939. So Hitler sees an opportunity and decides to send a personal envoy. So Hitler went to see the Pope. And Hitler was a rather colorful character, according to people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The great-grandson of Queen Victoria a Nazi prince married to the daughter of the King of Italy. He would shuttle back and forth between Hitler and the Pope over the next 2 years, engaged in secret negotiations. Didn't know about it until the documents came out. So the Queen of England, Queen Victoria, her grandson is married to a Nazi prince who is married to the daughter of the King of Italy. So Italy, England, and Germany all connected through marriage.
It's a twisted family tree.
Mm-hmm. So October 16, 1943, the Nazis had lists of all the Jews in Rome and went door to door to arrest them, thousands of them. They found 1,260, arrested them, brought them to a military college just outside of the Vatican, and held them there for 2 days. The Vatican worked very hard over those 2 days to show that many of them had been baptized and should not be considered Jews from the point of view of the church, and therefore they should not be shipped off to Auschwitz. Camp Death.
Right.
So out of the 1,260, 250 were free. 1,007 of them put on a train. Out of the 1,007, 16 survived the concentration camp.
Wow. It's unspeakable. I mean, the fact that we're paying attention to it today is important, that we don't forget these things. It's easy to forget what feels like ancient history, but it's just very, very powerful.
So out of 1,007, 16 lived. The other ones were put to death within the week. The Pope sends out the Cardinal to meet with the German ambassador, right? Says, do we really need to go through this? Can you do something about this? The ambassador said, this has been ordered by the highest level, Adolf Hitler, and you really do not want me to protest on your behalf, do you? And the Cardinal said, nope, sure don't.
No, that's
why I don't have a problem saying, screw Vladimir Putin. I'm not afraid of that son of a bitch. Because the bullies can kiss my butt. If you're a bully, kiss my ever-loving butt. Whatever. I've had my butt whipped before. I'm going to die. We're all dying. I'm done giving you the fear factor. I'm going to hand you your ass. I might shove the gun up your butt and then pull the trigger. Watch the bullet come out your mouth with your anus wrapped around it. I'm sick and tired of these people. So, no, don't protest. No, don't say nothing to Hitler. No, we don't want trouble. I do. In fact, that's the part I was looking forward to the most. So, millions of Jews massacred, little children, old people, people who felt they were Christian, half of them Roman Catholics, but also Protestants. In other countries, in Germany and France, the clergy had come to terms or begun to come to terms with it, but the Vatican would not. But in 1998, the Vatican came out with this statement. Our demonization of the Jews have nothing to do with the Holocaust. I don't believe it. Yeah, from 1930s, 1940s, many popes have tried to make it seem like canonize him. Like, man, he's a saint. Pope Pius was a saint, a hero of the right wing or the conservatives in the church who see the church having gone wrong after his death with the Second Vatican Council, which would have been what? The New Testament. No more an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Jesus said, if you slap me, I'll turn the other cheek. Is that what we're doing now? Or do we want to go back to eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I'm sitting here, well, I'm just thinking really quick, how many turns of the cheek can I think of news-wise lately? Not very many. I mean, it does, nothing jumps out and comes to mind, so.
I'm not implying alignment here between the two, but understanding in 1939 the world being different, empowerment. Women were not empowered. Women were servant to the husband. And kids should be spoken when spoken to, seen and not heard. It was a different world back then.
Oh, yeah.
So understanding the Pope going, we've got Christians in Germany, we've got Jews here, everybody's supposed to live in harmony, right? We're all brothers and sisters of one, Abraham. And how can we make the peace, right? Kind of like what we're experiencing now on a way lower level, but same kind of deal. How can we help Ukraine while not exacerbating the issue? I got an idea. How about we go execute Putin? Oh, they got 10,000 guards? We had 160,000 in Normandy. That was in 1941 or 44 or whatever. We could do way better now. We could do 250,000 after we airstrike your bitch ass. Because we already know Russia's army is weak. We already know they don't have the will to fight. We already know that they're well indoctrinated is the word. They're told these things of complete lies and they believe them. And then when they get over there now in Ukraine, they're seeing they don't have the will to fight because you don't believe in what you're fighting for. When you believe in what you're fighting for, you will fight to the death. They don't believe in it. They've exposed themselves as a weak country. Money does not equate power. Only to the human existence it does. But I'm about done with humans. I might identify as a squirrel.
That'd be nuts.
I'd be a squirrel. SQGIRL.
Oh, okay. A
squirrel.
A squirrel.
A squirrel. But reading this, you go, well, they got to kind of, the Pope, it makes it sound like, oh, they had a secret alliance. Well, they were probably trying to negotiate life.
Right.
While not making it look like they're negotiating with the bad guy. And I don't know. It's the first I heard of it, but I thought it was pretty interesting being that we had those stories coincide like that.
Yeah,
I got to talk about the Pope.
And we hear how the latest Pope was talking about resignation or some rumors anyway.
Oh, really? Pope Francis?
Yeah, it was very on the news. I think I heard it last night or the night before. Just that there was something about they were comparing it to Benedict, who resigned, and there's only been a few of them that have. But
I believe he's pretty liberal, though, isn't he?
Yes, I do.
He accepts the gays and all that, and the church, you can't accept the gays. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not cheat, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not have butt sex. It's not in there.
I didn't see that one. As long as you're not committing adultery.
Well, it says in the Bible you can't lay next to a man. Well, it also says in the Bible a lot of other things. Grab me my beer, wench, you serveth me.
That's right.
It also says, judge not, lest ye be judged thyself. It also says, love thy neighbor as thy own brother. It also says a whole lot of other things, right?
Yep.
Look at another woman, pluck your eye out, killer, right? If your hand causes you to sin, cut off your hand. If your eye causes you to sin, pluck out your eye. That's in the Bible. Screw that.
Yeah, right.
No, that applies to me. We don't do that. But you gays, you got to go, man. This shit ain't right.
You are not acting appropriately.
Oh my God. It's crazy to me. We're
That's
so,
part
I
of
mean,
that.
go ahead.
That's part of why we're never gonna solve anything. There's way too much opportunity for interpretation in any direction, and again, too many voices needing to be heard all the time about everything. Nothing's ever gonna get solved.
And Greg, you're right. Thou shalt not be a hypocrite. I agree 100%. That's what we like to call out, in our opinion, is the hypocrisy of everything. That's why we talk about things. We want to, like, people sit there and go, I'm just telling you my truth. I'm speaking the truth, baby. No, it's how you see it.
It's your truth, yeah.
Yeah. If you're a Biden supporter, you don't understand how somebody can support Trump. If you're a Trump supporter, you can't understand how somebody can support Biden. And I'm in the middle. I go, I don't know how you guys connect with either one of these clowns. And I don't mean clown. I don't got no beef with Trump. I don't got no beef with Joe Biden. I don't want him to be my president. But if I had to pick the two, oh, I was supposed to answer that last week.
Oops.
You got to
Bozo
pick
the clown
between
for
the
president.
Two. There's the two choices. I mean, honestly, if you had to pick one, that'd be different. Otherwise, I'd say neither.
Right.
Neither.
Right.
Put whoever you want in there. Who cares?
That's what we have write-ins for, yeah.
Yeah, put whoever you want. I don't even care. Put whoever you want. Doesn't matter. We're going to anyway, right? The elections are all rigged now. Or are they? Depends on who wins.
Right.
We got a mess in Michigan going on because of the Republican side. Talked about all the money. It's a dead ringer for our governor. Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer has no competition. They squashed all her competition when they had the illegal signatures. And I'm not saying that it was done like the signatures were legal, but I'm saying she has no competition, face the facts of the matter. Incumbent, very popular female governor who's well-spoken. Yeah, she's got it. She knows it now. There's nobody on the ballot unless they do a write-in ballot.
Well, I was going to say there's going to have to be a real strong write-in campaign. And I think the field of competition is still too broad for, I mean, of the 5 that got knocked off the ballot, if all 5 did a write-in campaign, well, now you've got, them plus whoever does make it. So, it's so diluted. That
you should have added chicken broth, but you added more water.
Yeah. And when you add enough water, you don't have chicken broth anymore.
Too many cooks will spoil the soup.
That's right. But not on Sapphire Soup du Jour.
Just one soup of the day.
That's it.
All right, quick break. We're going to do a couple songs. When we get back here, we're going to finalize this conversation. We're going to talk about, it's not just America, but we're going to name the place. It could be America, could be somewhere else. But we're going to name the place. A fight over a parking spot. Turn violent.
Oh, man. I can only,
we'll talk about it next.
Where.
Oh, rich people problems. You took my parking spot. I will not be disrespected like that. I should be parking next to the door.
I will pull my silver gun out and shoot you, yes.
And do you have any Grey Poupon? Oh, let's see. We got 1, 2, 3. We'll do 3 songs.
Okay.
So we'll come back at 9:37, it looks like.
Okie dokie. Go do some quick recording.
Wait, no, not 9:37. 9:33.
33? 10, 11. Yeah, that sounds more like it. 3 songs.
Yeah, 9:33.
Okay. Back in a bit.
All right. Oh, Lord, a half hour to go. Oh, we got one more song after this, and we're back. Looking at all my friends with boats. I almost had a boat, but when it came to legal paperwork, there was a snafu. She said, "Well, you still want the boat?" "I sure do. You give me the freaking title, baby." "I can't find it." I said, "Well, then you better go to the state. You can get another one." Haven't heard back. Woo-hoo. Harley checking in. Hey, Harley. We'll be back at oh, I put that on there the whole time. Oh, I'm so bad with these banners. There we go. How's it going, Harley? Hope you're enjoying Pride Month. Speaking of Pride Month, Chick-fil-A, they good, I'm glad to hear it. They obviously they donate to anti-gay clubs. I don't even know what how many anti-gay places are there that are like, "Oh no, we're actually going to try to hurt them." I mean, I know they're out there, but I mean, it's like that's just a weird way to do business. But there's another one. We got another song, so we'll talk about this not on the air necessarily. Harley, it's okay. Get ready to move to Saginaw. My friend is giving me a house. He's fixing. Oh wow, excellent. Congrats. Saginaw's not too far, less than 2 hours away. Give you a chance to go to Frankenmuth. Mm-mm-mm. Now, what was I saying? Chick-fil-A. Though somebody arranged the sauces in the pride color flag, and they got mad at them. So they're like, "Oh, someone's getting fired for doing that," you know. People, heck yeah, and Tony's. I've never been to Tony's. Tony's restaurant, I've never been to it. I get the Zender's, whatever, chicken dinner, which is good, but yeah, it's an occasion. I'm sure there's better food. It's not the greatest chicken in the world, but it's good. But the Chick-fil-A, they're, the anti-gay and all that. And it's just like, then don't eat there if you don't like it. And people understand this. We want to take back the power. We need to stop spending our money places. The rich people get richer by making more than they spend. We're now in a position where we're spending everything we have just to get back and forth to work. If you missed the segment about the gas prices, I told you what happened. Go back and look at this video. Last hour, me and Bob were talking about the gas prices, and there's no reason for it. Well, there's no good reason. There's no legitimate reason for it. So keep believing what you want to believe, but I don't buy it. And I know better. So Birch Run, Michigan is where it's at. Yeah. 2 minutes. I don't want to miss that. We start going through that. I won't even freaking notice it. Birch Run. 40 seconds. Oh, yes, House of Pain, all right. That what you're hearing there is the new national anthem. Love to get nuts. All right. Well, I got to wait for Bob to get back, but I was going to wait, but I can't wait. We're on time. This is one of those guess the places, right? People, it's not just us. I mean, a fight over a parking space between the owners of a Bentley and a Rolls Royce that ends in a violent and chaotic brawl has renewed debate over the super rich and how they acquired their wealth. And no, Elon, this is not your battle. You're good to go. Don't worry. You got this fight off. So there's a fight over a parking space between the owner of a Bentley and a Rolls Royce that ends up in a big brawl. In the video, filmed in an apartment building car park in southern China, a woman driving a Bentley has parked in front of a Rolls Royce, sitting in what she claims is her parking spot. I know we initially go, Karen, park somewhere else. Well, she's not having it. She shouts to a gathering crowd, right? Because there's a ruckus and they're like, hey, we got to go check this out. Somebody hit YouTube, right? She's telling the crowd, she's yelling, my parking space has been stolen by this owner of the Rolls Royce for the past month. And she's using the Bentley, or she would use her Bentley to block the other car from leaving. She then shouts to the astonishment of the crowd, I have 50 Bentleys at home. So the argument over the parking spot, escalates after she refuses to move her car. It ends in a violent brawl with the other car owner, both seen rolling around on the ground, screeching and yelling while slapping and hitting each other as onlookers and security guards try to break them up. However, within moments of being wrestled apart, they're brawling again, resume screaming at each other as the woman violently lashed out at the man. Man and woman fighting over a parking spot. Whatever happened to ladies first, not this bitch. A group of onlookers intervene and separate the pair again. And they told the man, if you get beat by her again, we're going to make you switch clothes. The woman, now dubbed the Bentley sister, said in the video that she had a contract giving her exclusive ownership of that parking space. How can he take my parking space for over a month without moving, she yells. I must defend my rights. You see how we've gone? You got to get the authorities involved, right? You go park somewhere, you get whoever's involved, you do it instead of a brawl on the ground fighting. So Oi Yang, the woman's name, in an interview says, wait a minute, the online video that you all showed has been manipulated. she says, maliciously edited and was missing very important context, right? The person who had been occupying the parking space mentioned 50 Bentleys, and she was just repeating it emotionally, like being sarcastic, right? When somebody says, well, I got 50 Bentleys, and you go, well, I got 50 Bentleys. That's what she was doing. So she says the other Bentley owner is a member of a car club with hundreds of Bentleys. And she said she could get 50 from the club, not that she owns that many herself. And witnesses agreed. This all started from unclear ownership of a parking space in the building. So the dispute over this parking space has been resolved, but they have a problem overall, right, with ownership of parking spaces in general. Now, in apartment complexes, people have assigned spots because that way they know they live there. They're not going to have to search for a spot down this way and carry your bags in from groceries or whatever. Understandable. That's cool. I can dig it. But they've been improperly assigning spots and making it a big deal, right? So it's been a little bit crazy. And they're saying this is like Bling Empire, right? They said this is the Chinese version of the reality TV show Bling Empire, an American series described as the real Crazy Rich Asians. I've never seen it. And then they wonder, how can someone amass enough wealth to own 50 luxury cars? Are you kidding me? They probably work for the oil company. Well, you have to be a CEO, right? You can't work for them because you probably got laid off. How would that sit? The company I work for is making record profits, and they just laid off 5,000 people. What the? But of course, everybody's chiming in with the Bentley comment about the lady going, I have 50 Bentleys. Okay, so what if you do? What does that make you as a person, right? Somebody, well, they got 100 Bentleys. So they're rich, big deal. Do they have a friend? Do they have people that like them in life, or is it just all about the money? I know for many, it's just about the money, right? You don't need a friend when you got George Washington and Ben Franklin and all that bull crap. Oh, it's all about the Benjamins. No, it's not. It's all about not being a jackass. But not no more. Jackassery is encouraged. Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness. Where are we? Oh, there's Bob. Let me get him back on the scene here. Ding. Hello.
Jackassery has been happening on this computer. It's not
you remembered
encouraged.
Your word of the day. Good.
Do not encourage this.
Chick-fil-A.
Yay.
Now, we got time. I wasn't going to talk about this, but whoever set this up is getting fired. Chick-fil-A workers make a pride display out of the sauces because Chick-fil-A is not participating in the LGBT Pride Month, believe it or not.
No, really?
So everybody, of course, goes, well, don't eat there. They support anti-gay rhetoric and all this. And I go, hey, that's great. That's the way you control things, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't make you a homophobe if you eat there. A lot of people go, you know what? I don't care what you do. I want a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. Go smoke a pole. I don't care. I'm going to eat a chicken sandwich.
I'm sitting here going, yeah, I like gays and I like chicken sandwiches. So what does that make me?
Right. But here, sorry about slurping like that on the air, but it's coffee. Got to have it. So here's my deal, though. Chick-fil-A, they go, we don't support the LGBT community. We're not giving you our money. So we go, well, you're not only not giving us your money, but you're helping promote crime against us and hatred. Let's say hatred, not crime. Great, fine. You choose not to go or you choose to go to it. Now, Tampa Bay baseball team, the professional baseball team, the Tampa Bay Rays, they have Pride Night at their ballpark. 5 of the players on the team out of 25 go, we're not wearing the hat and the jersey with the pride flag on it. They opted out. There was only 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they have Pride Night, and the park is filled with people. They play the game. Don't know if they won or lost. Doesn't matter. Most people jumped on this story with a homophobic defense. Why can't these gay people, or why can't these gay haters, just understand we're people? So they felt the need to have somebody, one of the 5, speak about it. One of the players came out afterwards and said, this is the deal. Everybody's welcome. We love everybody. We don't care what your gender is. We don't care what your sexuality is. We don't care about any of that. You're welcome here. We don't look down upon you. We don't talk bad upon you. However, our faith leads us to not agree with your sexuality. When we say we don't mind gay people, the LGBT community, that's okay. But we don't want to put it on our body to promote it because it's against their religion. It's against their foundation of belief.
Mm-hmm.
Am I supposed to be mad at them? Because I'm not.
No, and quite frankly, the use of this kind of stuff in team sports, on uniforms, and support this and support that and promote this and promote that is all getting real tiresome.
Mm-hmm.
Leave the dang jersey alone. You want to have Pride Day, have Pride Day. You want to have whatever fest, have whatever fest. But the game is still the game.
Right.
Just do your thing, create the environment without turning everything into a drama.
Correct. And I feel like it's a good learning lesson here, good teaching moment. Not everybody has to like me. Just people that look at me, I get it every day. Every day. There's not a day, there's not one time that I go out in public that I don't get laughed at. Every 100% of the time. It's the guy walking by, hitting the elbow. They both turn at the same time, chuckle, chuckle, whisper, whisper. Sometimes I stare them down. I don't say nothing. I don't give them dirty looks. I see you. I hear you. How do you feel now? You make a habit out of laughing at people? Oh, okay. They feel bad about it after that. Then they giggle again because it's an uncomfortable giggle, right? Oh, we're busted. Ha, ha, ha. Let's get out of here. Every day. I go, oh, what can I say? Makes people feel better to belittle others. It makes you feel better, right?
Yeah, obviously they're building up their own ego. They feel, like you said, they feel good about it. Why do you even feel the need to put yourself in a quote power position or superior? Right. I don't get, but okay.
Yeah. So it's just weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
But the players who go, we don't want to put it on our body, the LGBT flag or whatever it was, whatever symbolized the LGBT Pride Month. Mm-hmm. They go, no. So immediately people go, oh, blah, 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 blah. Calm down. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to embrace me. You just cannot tread on me.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like, when you talk about the sports and that, there is no place for any of that kind of stuff, because you could take it back to, taking a knee, and politics and all that kind of stuff. On the field, during the game, play the game. You're a famous person who will absolutely get your opinion heard by a million reporters should you open your mouth after the game.
Yeah.
It's not a platform for that. It shouldn't be. And the fact that it's becoming that way for different causes and different things,
everything
is really irritating. I get, and again, I'm going to sound unsympathetic. I'm going to sound like a jerk. When they do the breast cancer awareness month and everybody has to wear pink everything on the field, and you don't know which team is which because we're all running around in pink. I mean, I get it.
Right.
I understand it. Not on the uniforms. That's not part of the thing. You got a million other ways to do it. Stop it already.
True.
Stop it already.
I appreciate your opinion. It doesn't bother me, but yeah, it's something that turns into an argument. It's like mom and dad when you're kids. If you can't play Monopoly without fighting, you're not playing at all.
Well, and if you, exactly. And if you have to do it for one, then you have to do it for everyone else, or else then you're sympathetic to some and not another. And that makes you a racist, or that makes you a bigot, or that makes you whatever as a team, as a group, because you didn't put on the parade for this one like you did for the other one.
Yeah, because you've got, ladies and gentlemen, the Detroit Tigers welcome to Comerica Park the Christian Foundation of Love.
Right.
And then underneath that it says, and also welcome the Satan House of White Supremacy, because they're a group and they have to be recognized equally.
Right.
Right. So then you say, wait a minute. Well, then we're not going to have any groups. This is why we can't have nice things in America now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I say, insert, I don't even know, Black Friday became a freaking issue for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Go, black is a color.
Yeah.
It's a crayon color. It's a color.
It's always been.
Why are we now saying, well, Black Friday is offensive? You don't even know what Black Friday means. But we have done that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, see, we can't even, well, then nothing's on sale. If we're going to argue about what we're calling it, we're going to call it a full price effing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an FPF. Full price effing.
Yeah,
That's
it's
perfect.
just everything gets taken to extremes. And like you said, you can't have nice things. You can't do nice things. You can't, sometimes in an effort to be nice and to recognize groups or people that feel the need to put it out there, you offend others, and then, here we go. Time and a place, most times in most places, but not everywhere all the time does everything have to be shoved in your face.
I agree. And we're getting to that point, though.
Yeah, well, we are.
And,
that's what's so irritating.
But I think it's the tipping point. I think we saw the tipping point for the cancel culture, where at first, like, we got to do something. We got to calm the masses. And then after that, it became give an inch, take a mile.
Mm-hmm.
When George Floyd was murdered in the streets of Minneapolis, they took over the police station. They destroyed everything. They took over the city. They ruined businesses. And you go, there's a emotional outcry that takes place when things happen, and it's no different than anything. You just start swinging your tail and knocking over everything around. Like when the curtains fell in here. I got to tell the boss about that too. No, I think they know it now. I came in here last Monday, curtains on the ground, cups all over. I blame Trump.
Darn orange man.
Yeah. All right, where are we at? Do you have word of the day?
I have word of the day. I have birthdays. What would you like?
Oh, well, shoot, hold on.
We get a lot of birthdays today, actually.
Birthdays, let's do it.
Let's do birthdays. Birthday wishes go out to singer Nancy Sinatra, who is 82 today.
Boots are made for walking.
Boots are made for walking all over you.
Mm-hmm.
Singer Bonnie Tyler, It's a Heartache, turned 71.
Oh, I remember her. Yeah.
Actor Keenan Ivory Williams is 64 today. Directed Scary Movie and Scary Movie 2. Let's see. Down the list, actress Juliana Margulies turns 55. We have Kanye West's birthday today.
I see that. Christian billionaire genius. Oh, wait. Christian genius billionaire Kanye West, a.k.a. Ye.
Yes, Ye. Ye turns 45 today. And I didn't know that I'm seeing that he legally changed his name. We didn't hear about that, like a lot of things. I don't know why that is. Singer Boz Scaggs is 78.
Boz Scaggs.
Some great music back in the day.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else have we got? Anything else exciting going on here?
Jerry Stiller.
Yes, Jerry Stiller.
His birthday today. Would have been. He died in 2020.
Right.
You're missing a big one.
Gee, my screen is frozen up again. Surprise. Well, there's a couple big ones on here. Joan Rivers.
That was one of them.
Yeah. But it's her heavenly birthday today.
Yes.
Same with, you got Barbara Bush on your list?
Yeah, that's the one. Barbara Bush.
Right.
Yeah.
Lots of big birthdays today. Frank Lloyd Wright, architect. Happy heavenly birthday to Frank Lloyd Wright.
Mm-hmm.
Built a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, he designed my house.
He did?
Wow, absolutely. One of a kind.
He designed your imaginary house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Indeed.
All right. If you're celebrating a birthday today, we say happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Yep.
And those who celebrate with you.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget, we're doing candles on the cupcakes now. No more blow out a candle, make a wish. Everybody gets their own individual cupcake. Now they're putting the cupcakes together in a rectangular pan shape, and they're icing all the cupcakes to make the cake. Mm-hmm. And then you pull the individual cupcake apart, and you can just have extra icing.
Nothing wrong with extra icing.
Amen to that. Extra icing is in order for everyone. You get extra icing. You get extra icing.
That's right.
All right. Do you have a word of the day?
Yeah, sort of.
Uh-oh. Scared of that?
Yeah, because I don't even know what the comparison is, but we're going to throw it out there because somebody will know. The word is hump and scrump.
Jeez, oh, Pete. Why you got to do that on a Wednesday?
It sounds so dirty.
Mm-hmm.
It's a it's a crude musical instrument like a hurdy-gurdy.
Now, a hurdy-gurdy. That's 2 words of the day.
What is the hurdy-gurdy?
It's the same as a hump and stump.
A hump and scrump. It's like one.
I want to hump and stump your hurdy-gurdy.
Take that hurdy-gurdy off so I can get to the goodies.
Golly. So what's hump and stump? It's an instrument like a hurdy-gurdy.
Hump and scrump. Yeah, they call it a crude musical instrument. I assume it's very very basic in nature and probably olden times, and it's like a hurdy-gurdy. And if I have to look up hurdy-gurdy right now because this bothers me that I don't know what a hurdy-gurdy is. I'm old enough to know what a hurdy-gurdy should be.
The medieval wheel instrument, the hurdy-gurdy. It looks like a guitar with the fretboard over the strings.
Yeah, it sort of looks like a almost like a fancy banjo, but it doesn't have the long handle. Yeah. Well, isn't that interesting?
They're $1,000 instrument. For a basic one, you should expect to pay at least $1,000.
For the hurdy-gurdy or for the hump and scrump?
The hurdy-gurdy.
Okay. Well, I wonder what a hump and scrump goes for. I'm going to look it up real fast on Marketplace.
Okay.
Let's see what it comes up here.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Come on, Facebook Marketplace. Don't disappoint.
Hump and stuff. I went right to Pornhub.
Of course you did. Of course you
I
did.
do female dogs hump things. Mounting and masturbation.
Hey.
Does your dog hump? Oh, wait. Wrong one. I don't think I spelled it right.
Probably not. It was.
I put 3 words: hump and stuff.
Well, well, that'll do it. No, I'm not finding Marketplace fast enough for us. We have to get out of here. But I'm curious to how much a hump and scrump costs.
Well, it depends on how good looking you are.
I guess.
Oh man. All right, that does it for us for the day. Thank you for letting us inside your house, car, or wherever you were listening. And remember, opinions are a dime a dozen. Validation is for parking. And loyalty is not only a word, it's a lifestyle. Life is too short to put your key to happiness in someone else's pocket. And in a world where we can be anything, be kind. We have no idea what a kind word or a friendly smile could do to impact someone's day. Even better than shooting them up. You can get more done without killing people. Believe me. We've been doing it for years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. We're out of here until Friday. I had to think about it. Yeah.
Friday.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Remember, don't be a douchebag. We plead for you to stop being a douchebag, please. I'm Sapphire Pates.
I'm just Bob.
We're out of here. Have a great day. We'll see you Friday. Bye-bye. That's that.
There we are.
Yeah, that was a wrap. That was fun.
Broadcast
Now,
ended.
Broadcast is going to be in a second. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're watching after the fact, hi, thanks for joining us.
Yay.
We'll do the beginning at the end. Hi, welcome.
Come on back Friday.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.